Greetings, I am Herbert Erpaderp, and today we're going to have a look at what's in this box. Spoiler alert, it's a 35th scale plastic model kit that will hopefully result in a model of the ARL 44 French heavy tank, or France heavy tank, as the box would have us call it. There's nothing on the back of the box, but on the sides, there's a couple of pictures of the real vehicle, which I think is interesting. There's also a couple of pictures of the model. I'm not quite sure if that's a photo or a digital render. Either way, that's what the model will probably look like. We're here to look inside the box though, so let's do that. Ooh, look there, on the left. I hope you like track links. Here's the hull. I'm kind of surprised how much hull there is in one part here. It's not a bad thing, of course. I just figured things like the hatches in the sides and the fan covers and things like that would be separate parts. They don't need to be separate parts though, and it does look pretty good. It looks to be very crisp and neatly moulded, and with the hull being a single part, we have the bonus of not having to worry about getting the side and front parts all lined up straight and neat. It's already done for us. The rest of the parts are also nice and neatly moulded. I wasn't able to find any obvious defects or errors. There will obviously be mould lines, and they will need to be removed, but those aren't really an error, and there weren't any glaringly bad ones, so it should be nice and easy to clean them up. You'll notice that this sprue has a gun on it, which makes sense, it's a model of a gun tank, so it should have a gun, but the kit also comes with a metal gun barrel, so you do get a choice. This pair of sprues looks to contain almost entirely running gear. I hope you like tiny little wheels, because there seems to be quite a few of them. I'm sure this many itty-bitty wheels will strike fear into the hearts of many, but they can't be that bad, and if they are, I'll let you know in the build video. I suspect they'll mostly be hidden once the tracks are on, so I'm not going to worry about them. Not until I have to anyway. The parts on this sprue continue the trend of looking nice and neat, and there doesn't seem to be much by way of mould lines. On this sprue, we have turret parts. They're not all turret parts, but the big obvious ones are. And to repeat myself, I'll just use some of the same words again, like neat and crisp and not much in the way of mould lines. You can see what the sprue looks like, you don't need me to tell you. Here's that big bag full of track links. These don't actually look too bad. I didn't open the bag, mostly because I didn't want to risk losing any of them. There's probably a few spares, but if I lose them, I'll have no spares. And obviously, this means I can't know for sure, but it looks to me like they should just clip together, so that shouldn't be too bad. I guess we'll find out when I build the kit. Here's that metal gun barrel I mentioned. It looks to be turned aluminium. It doesn't have the muzzle brake, so that should be a plastic part on a sprue somewhere, but it does look good. I don't know if this is a special edition kind of thing, the box doesn't seem to say it's a special anything, so maybe it's just a regular inclusion. Either way, I think it's cool. Obviously you can use the plastic gun, but I think this is a better choice. Ah yes, Herbert's favourite, photo etch. I know I complain about photo etch a lot, but these are just some simple grills, and it should just be a matter of gluing them into place, with no bending, and it should look pretty nice. We get this bit of string here, presumably to represent a towing cable. Fairly straightforward. And for when it comes time to paint, we've got decals, which ought to be handy if we want markings. I've never built an amusing hobby kit, so I've never used their decals, and therefore I have no idea of their quality, but they do look good. And finally, instructions, or as it says at the top, Modeller's Handbook. This is indeed a book, stapled in the middle with matte paper and a little bit of colour. The diagrams seem easy enough to understand and follow, and after a very brief perusal, they seem well laid out, and it doesn't look like there's too many things to do in any one step, so it shouldn't be too overwhelming a build. The last couple of pages are painting guides that suggest using paint from Ammo by MIG, and that's fine. Ammo by MIG is good paint, but you can obviously use any paint you like. It is nice to have a suggestion for a starting point though, and that's what's in the box. I think this is a pretty interesting looking model, and it's my first kit from Amusing Hobby, which I think is kind of an amusing name. I wasn't 100% sure what to expect before opening the box, but now that I've seen all the parts, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a good build, and I'm not expecting any issues. I mean, I very rarely do, so you never know. And of course, if there are any issues, I'll let you know in the build video, which will be along at some point, and will almost certainly be linked around here somewhere. If you want to see if there are any issues live, or just how it goes together in the absence of any issues, and maybe some amusing moments with a weird Australian man gluing bits of plastic together, come watch me build it over on Twitch, which is where I happen to stream. I don't have a start date planned for this build, but it will be fairly soon. Maybe keep an eye on the schedule over on my Twitch channel, which you can find linked in the description. I predict it's going to be a fun build. I don't do many French tanks, so it's something ever so slightly different, and as the youth say, that's just as good as a holiday. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comment section below. And if you haven't already done so, why not subscribe here on YouTube? You could do worse. Or if you have the means, and you want to help a Herbert Erpaderp do Herbert Erpaderp things, as well as see my videos a bit early before there's any ads, consider becoming a patron. You can find links to Patreon, and all of my other things like Discord and social media in the description below. Take care of yourselves, be excellent to each other, and thanks for watching. Farewell.